Really?
Hi, my name is Justin Sky, and I'm a recording and visual artist here in Los Angeles, California. Whenever somebody, is Angeles, California.
Start up.
Hi.
You looked frustrated when you said it. When you said
Hi,
it.
my name is. Anytime it's someone, I want my music. Every time it affects someone, I want it to undeniably. Hi, my name is Justin. Hi, my name is Justin Sky, and I'm a recording artist and visual artist here in Los Angeles, California. I'm super passionate about high quality music and high quality visuals, from my albums to my videos. I want every time anybody engages with what I have to offer for them to be undeniably affected. So I put so much passion and so much time behind it.
Again, my name is Justin Sky. Some of y'all don't. I got an album called High Water.
They have no idea what's about to happen. I'm a traveler at heart. I'm an explorer. I come from overseas. I've traveled everywhere, and I just feel like I want to take all of my experiences and filter them through music and art and give them to the world. So I'm super excited for y'all to get to know me. Peace and much love, and I look forward to talking to y'all soon.
All right, Justin.
Yo, give it up for Justin Sky!
In 2012, I was making music and working on a couple of different projects, a mixtape and an album, and it was coming along decently. But it's like when you don't have your own studio, when you don't have your own stuff, it kind of like tends to like elongate the process. But I was working with some really dope producers, to try to get this album out. But around October of 2012, my son was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4. And that just completely changed everything. Literally everything. And so I was hella young and I did not know what to do. Just trying to mentally and emotionally be there for him and my family. And also hold together my mental state. It was insane. For a second I had like put music like on the back burner completely. But then I realized that I couldn't do that because music was like one of the only things that was like holding me together. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work on this album. I'm gonna get it done through hell or high water. And that became the album. And during that process of like being back and forth in the hospital and staying in the hospital for extended periods of time and trying to just be there for him, I learned so much, and I'm still continuing to learn from him. And unfortunately in 2014 he passed away, and everything, like the 2 years leading up to that, everything started to become dedicated to him. Noah means peace. It's translated to peace. And I wanted to name him that because I was kind of rambunctious as a kid, so I wanted to like, give him like, I want you to be more peaceful than I was, and that's actually what ended up happening. One of the most beautiful, peaceful, kind-hearted souls. I think this is a good crux and a good beginning point to starting to expand on his legacy of making everything around him more beautiful. And that's why the album is about the alchemy of turning pain into something beautiful. I turned my pain into try to make something beautiful to add to the world.
How, like, for you as an artist, how is it for you to be vulnerable on your music, like on your tracks? I know, like, a lot of artists are kind of scared to do that.
The fear of vulnerability just comes from like your ego and how you want people to view you. You don't want people to see certain parts of you. You want to keep certain parts hidden and protect certain parts from like trauma, etc. But once I realized that it doesn't matter, and my job as an artist is to make sure that people know that there's someone out there who understands, someone out there who's going through stuff as well, and that you can relate to. So once I got that, it's like bigger than me. So then like, let me go ahead and be vulnerable on my records and open up more and more. And I'm looking forward to doing that even more as I continue. feel like the importance of vulnerability is so that way we can connect with other people. We can't do that unless we completely open up. If we don't, I feel like the connection won't be as important, or it won't be as, should I say, effective. Vulnerability allows us to show the real parts of ourselves that we may not normally show. And if you want to genuinely connect and share yourself with someone, you have to be vulnerable. It's our superpower. I was just trying to mirror my actual feelings. So like, we know that grief comes in like different stages. And so I just wanted to capture all of that, like the whole arc of like all of those feelings, while still trying to maintain like peace in my actual world and actually joy and happiness, you know, and trying to hold on to those things even while madness is happening.
You feel me?
Let's meet it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's up? It's Justin Sky right here on Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Let's get it. So I've had a lot of interactions over the course of making this album that really stood out, and it's hard to choose, but there's definitely a few.
By the River is fire. Second half, especially, I love how musically and like lyrically and energy wise, like there's a shift that happens halfway through the record. It's very beautiful, and I love how there are like motifs like carried on from the prior track in that track, like sampling, all that. That's super tight.
Thank you, man. I didn't want it to be that kind of sad kind of song, but that's all that was coming out when I went to write. I literally was trying to write something else, and it just the lyrics were going down. I was like, all right, well, might as well go all the way there.
We so connected, I can feel your telepathy, but angels sometimes go back to heaven unexpectedly. Watching your chest rise and fall while you sleep, begging God to let you breathe the ages you ain't get to see. We running around acting like tomorrow is guaranteed. I'm stuck between what I want and what'll never be. If life is but a dream, then I can see you flowing gently down the streams on my cheek. The memory playing tricks on me, so I got you tatted on my sleeve just so you won't leave. Leaves falling from the trees, I know they won't believe that you standing next to me every time that I speak. Now my partners look at me like I'm something to be, but if it wasn't for you, then there'd be nothing to me. They got us waiting in Flint water and making it bend hard for the sake of a slim margin, aiming to bend water like an avatar to make the tears go back.
Like, you didn't have to sit in it, you chose to experience your emotions, work through them, and then you were kind of like, okay, how do I move on and find the good in a dark situation?
That was fire.
Yeah.
Y'all want to take a break and get some water? There you go.
Shade.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. That's my part. No, that's...
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, you know I can't let go. It's all in the mental. From the get-go, I bet that it's my manifesto. Whoa, you know I can't let go. It's all in the mental. From the get-go, I bet that it's my manifesto. Skyboy falling through the clouds with a heat rock. Young kamikaze laying it down like she-rock.
Bar up.
It's one of them bar up, like,
record.
you remember the OG, like, posse cuts that
Yes,
rap, like,
that's
it's one of
exactly what
them.
y'all were giving
Yeah.
on the record.
It's all in the mental. From the get-go, I bet that it's my manifesto.
Picture them floating like an angel in the garden with a flamethrower, Beethoven takeover.
No, we about to shut it down. We about to get the people one of the best shows. They have no idea what's about to happen on this day. So I'm excited.
Special guest, Justin Sky, in the motherfucking house as well. What do you do, sir? How's it going, sir? How's it going?
It's going amazing, man. We ascending, we walking on water, all that, man.
Was that sativa, indica, hybrid?
Yes, amen.
Everybody be asking me like, yo, you do mushrooms? Or you do LSD? What you? Nah, I actually never done any type of drug ever. The world is the world. The world's gonna be crazy. It's been crazy since humans been here.
it's gonna keep being crazy and it ain't gonna stop. The best we can do is make it better for the people around us and focus on what we can change and be grateful and happy for the moment. That's real talk.
In the Wind, man, just felt so rich from an influence standpoint, and also just the execution. Because I felt like in one verse had flavors of Biggie, one verse had flavors of Nas, one verse had flavors of like Beastie Boys and that like Paul Revere type cadence, which I love. And then the beat was like really rich too, because it had like the dance hall sample with the jazz samples, like intermixed with the live instrumentation. I felt like that was like a real moment and a journey on that one. And yeah, I had no problem listening to, all like 5 minutes, because it was like every stanza was like something fresh.
There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from, so I stay inside and keep us safe with a gun, outpacing what's to come. I'm faced with the sum of all fears, like how my talent turned to calluses and tears. Malice in the rear, my mind Alice in the underland, a palace full of mirrors. I can see myself falling through the years, and time is a globe, so I grind till my future self comes around back and meets the old. Left the ocean like tsunami, God's had it on me. I'm lost in the forest with the wolves and the zombies. I'm looking for my calling. The moonlight hits my skin and glows back brighter, the reflection of a fighter.
And I'm wondering if you have like a time period of influence. Like you mentioned earlier that you listen to like Blink-182, Britney Spears, and like sort of an eclectic taste in music. But is there like a time period? Because like listening to it, I feel like there's some of the like 1900s, like as in the 90s, and then like 2000, early 2000s, but then also like very current.
The range of musical influences and just like societal influences that influence my music is ranged from me being a kid to me now, and it's the whole spectrum, and it's tough trying to figure out how to get that into a pocket, into a specific song. But that's why I love producers that can like give me a pocket to exist in, and that's why I wanted to get good at production, so I can give myself that pocket to exist in, but also grabbing little seasonings of influence from different eras. Unorthodox ways and reckless in our face. Trying to get it down, we ain't trying to leave. Trying to get to heaven, paying bills with the games. There's no perfect way.
Every music video is different, but I feel like shooting the Nightmares video.
Alright, so we are in the second location for the Nightmares video. We're in the rain room, where we're finna get really into some high water. It's gonna be exciting though, it's gonna be dope.
Shooting the float video, very, very interesting processes because they were so different. I worked with Michaela Chandler on the float video, and shout out to Tran and Candace Fabre and Electra for being in the video.
Yeah. I go by the name of Justin Sky. This is produced by DJ Roche. Shout out to Leaky Facts. Float.
It's like you're like facing the elevator.
Towards the camera?
Do it towards the camera one more time.
I completely had this this visual in my head of what I wanted the video to be like, and we shot it like half of it on Super 8 and the other half on digital. That was really interesting just to see that come alive.
Living a little bit lighter, focus on keeping my eyes up. Floating, I'm living at light speed, hoping the rivers will guide me. I'm seeing things, a reflection in the water. Been looking at my life, guess I'm fly, but gotta boss up. Two sides, same coin, flip the scripts, a toss up. Came out from the bottom of the ditch, I'm beaming. One life, two to live, fusion, still proving it. Handle stress and manifested everything I'm dreaming, believe it.
I'm splitting the seat before my enemies could see it. I made it out of Victorville, I showed the grill, I'm cheesing. I wasn't supposed to float, I'm way overachieving. Think I'm conceited? Nigga, I'm a genius. I'm up the stairwell with a farewell to my demons. I'm up in the air now, my head down like Jesus. Deserve some TNA and my DNA is a phoenix. And I got a reason to keep breathing. That one was good, right?
That felt good.
But you see how it's more, a little bit more wavy.
Laid back, yeah.
Yeah, it's more like
yeah.
laid back and yeah.
Alright, cool. Here you go.
I got 1 9 tatted on my wrist. Only one can keep it going like this. I said, baby girl said she wanna fuck tonight.
Yeah.
I said, baby girl said she want.
That's hard.
That's hard. Hard, good.
Hey, good, is that drum?
Hey, good, that drum is hard, nigga. Drop them drums out, good.
There was a part in God mode that really, like, I'm big on affirmation. So, like, I love hearing, like, black people say positive, empowering things about themselves. So to tell yourself that I'm passionate, I'm talented, I'm brilliant, those things are manifestations. And to say those things is power in the tongue, I believe in God. So it's just like, to say, like, I'd rather go Yahweh than Yahweh. Damn. Talk to these people.
One moment, the last moment I'll tell you about is when I made God Mode, when I made the beat for God Mode. I produced it completely, and this was in 2020 when I was just trying to, like, get better at making beats and producing actual records. And I made this beat and I could not take it off repeat. I remember literally the first time I came up with some of this stuff, and sometimes I'll go back and listen to it like, wow, how did I come up with that? Like, what was I on? What was I thinking? And I would try to play it, like replay it, and it's just insane. That song really gave me confidence. Like, you know, the song, the actual lyrics give you confidence, but I felt like me being able to create that song actually gave me confidence. Shout out to Henry Was and Henry D'Ambrosio, like, for helping me in the studio record that. And yeah, Henry was actually helping me, like, do some of the vocal stuff. Like, listening to that finished song, it changed my life. Like, low key, like, high key. It really did, because I was like, oh, I can do anything. Like, I knew I could do certain things, but, like, when I made that, I was like, oh, there's nothing I can't do. Like, what's next? Like, I'm gonna dedicate my time to becoming a really great producer, because I felt like that showed, like, some of my potential. So there were some moments where, like, you see the vision come alive, and you feel like there's no greater feeling than, like, seeing that. But that's just a part of it, right? And I feel like I use those to motivate me to reach the higher.
I was alone, barely breathing, had to atone for the pieces of my soul. Seeing a meaning, there was a ghost in the machine. And while I'm scrolling on a social app, future ain't no slowing that. Came from where the road is at, promise I ain't going back down.
The importance of focus and perseverance is that anything worthwhile takes focus. You can't fully be immersed into the activity or the goal or the experience without focusing on that thing. Consistent focus is perseverance, and in order to persevere, I feel like you have to maintain consistency and you have to maintain, like, your why. But I feel like the journey is important because you learn something about yourself, as I did. And you also, at the end of whatever you were looking to accomplish, you can look back and, you know, remember what it took, which makes it a little bit more sweet, makes it a little bit more valuable.
If we're not ourselves, we're robbing the world of what the world deserves. And I think, you know, imitation is suicide, you know, because we're killing a part of ourselves that should be living. And I would rather lose doing me than win being fake. And, you know, as the quote says, with God on my side, ain't really no way for me to lose, really. You know?
It was insane to see like how many people were supporting and were like ready and waiting and anxious to hear the album. So it was a lot of emotions going on at the same time, but they were good emotions mostly. A little bit of like I said, a little bit of anxiety, but when are you not anxious about something that you put so much work into actually finally coming into the world? I mean, you're talking about almost a decade worth of like emotion. The release party was incredible. I like that word too a lot. It's okay, y'all are getting incredible. It was like a melting pot of a bunch of different areas of my life and that my music and career reaches, right? So I had like people who only knew me from like the art world, and then I had people who only knew me from the music, of course. I had family there, friends there, like my mom came. Like I had a lot of friends. Even you know how you always have like that one friend out your crew that never goes out? That person was it. Emotions were like way up here, so it's hard to like remember different specifics. All I know is before the release party, I made this amazing sandwich. Me and Candace made these sandwiches, and we made it because I was like, we're not gonna have time to eat or go and get any food. So we made the sandwich. And we're gonna have like a break for lunch or whatever, and we're gonna eat. We barely had time to do it, but let me tell you, that was the most wise, clutch thing I've ever done in my life. Oh, that sandwich was so good, and I want to go back to that moment and eat that sandwich again, because metaphorically, that was like the calm before the storm. People were like already coming in, and I was like running around and trying to get this done, get that done. But for those brief 5 minutes before like the camera guy came and was asking me questions, I got to like scarf down this sandwich, and it was just, I don't know. I think that's sometimes life, right? It's like we barely have time to like stop and look at and just see what's going on. But that sandwich represented, being able to step away for just, even if it was just a brief second. So make sure you make yourself a sandwich every so often. Everybody that came, it really means a lot to me, because this project meant a lot to me, and this release party and that art show meant a lot to me. So yeah, that was definitely one of the highlights of my life, literally. There's a lot of anxiety and stress that comes with, a project of that magnitude, and finally getting it done, I was able to relax more and even get more creative, because I didn't feel like I had the album constraints. Seeing the response from people really informed my personal life, because I started to feel like more appreciated, and that's really huge for me, because I want to feel like that I'm actually doing something that's worth something.
Just the range of these songs is a lot to me. I think you were touching on that earlier. But you're touching on the same themes and kind of weaving your way through the themes as we go through this track list.
Choosing different sounds to come into different places was, for me, emotionally and sonically, what worked thematically. The big picture was, I'm creating this project, this is what it's about. It's about the alchemy of turning pain into something beautiful. That was always the thing. And then once I got songs, some songs didn't make it, some songs did, and when they did, they had to find their place, and that was how I placed the track list. It was just pure feeling.
Yo, give it up for Justin Sky! LA. What the fuck is up, LA? Let's go!
Boy, man, listen, my name is Justin Scott. Let me calm down. I'm sorry.
Y'all don't know how hard I work. Some of y'all do, because we was here with these Lupe shows 8-9 years ago, and I was like, this is what I want to do. This is on my bucket list, and now I'm here, bro. Like, what? But anyway, let's not get too emotional. Let's get into the music, man. Again, my name is Justin Sky. Some of y'all don't know me, a lot of y'all don't. I got an album called High Water. Is it cool if I do some records up for y'all tonight? Oh my God! This one right here. Look, everybody say ha! Ooh! Say whoa, whoa! As soon as it goes.
A manifesto, ha, ooh, we gotta come through. Whoa, whoa, we shut down the flow. It's from the get-go. A manifesto, ha, ooh, we gotta come through. Whoa, whoa, we shut down the flow.
As soon as it goes. A manifesto. Say ha! Ooh! Say whoa, whoa! As soon as it goes. A manifesto.
A manifesto.
Los Angeles.
I love what you're doing. We need to tell more stories, and I'm going to talk to you more offline about your process and your writing, because it's like knitting a story together like that strategically is not easy. Especially as a writer, you can write something really dope, but then to put it in a project and make it make sense sequentially, it could be a lost art eventually if we don't continue to put out work like this.
Success to me is freedom. And a lot of times that freedom comes financially, sometimes that freedom comes creatively, sometimes that freedom comes, in relationships, friendships, in the way I live my life. I want to be free to do the things that I feel like I'm called to do, or that I'm supposed to do, or that I want to do. And that's success, just being able to do the things. And I think it takes many forms over the years, and different days, successes are different, Sometimes just making it through the day is a success, and I feel like we forget that sometimes because things can be so difficult, and sometimes we forget the small successes. Peace to me it's akin to like silence, but it's only the silence of things that may hold you back or bring you down. I only want to hear the sounds of things that help me to ascend and help elevate me. When everything else is quiet, that's peace to me. So if I'm, playing board games with my friends, I'm at peace. If I'm creating a song or making music, I'm at peace, because I can't hear all the other noise and all the other distractions that are going on. I found forms of peace and forms of success, but I have more to find and more to experience and more to give. So we'll see how the life of the album plays out. My last words will be, get me out of this chair. And also, I hope that I inspire not only through the music, but through the way I live and the way the music is received, from the art to the visuals, to the words surrounding it, to the events. I hope that I inspire people to continue to find and create the beauty out of their pain, because as long as we're living, we can't escape pain. So we might as well alchemize that and turning into something beautiful to share with other people. And it sounds cheesy, but it's really why I'm here. I'm really here to make everybody who comes across me, or everybody who experiences me, I'm here to make their life experience a little bit better if I can, or hopefully a lot of it better. And so, yeah, that's all I want to say. Continue to ascend, and look forward to me continuing to find out how to turn that pain into beauty.